Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the digital edition of NHL Now. Jackie Redmond alongside Hradek as per usual, but today's guest is the captain of the Colorado Avalanche, Gabriel Landeskog. Welcome to the show, Gabe. We're glad to have you back on. How are you holding up what's now the third month of quarantine here?
Yeah, thanks for having me on, and we're doing well. I'm with my family, my wife and my little daughter and our dog, and we're holding up in Toronto. This is where my wife is from, so we were able to fly out here once we got the green light to move away from Denver and to move back to our home city. So this is one of the places where I've spent some time in the summertime. So it's been good. It's been hard at times, as I'm sure it's been for everybody, trying to find ways to live life in a restricted manner and with all new rules and regulations and whatnot. But we've been finding ways to have fun still, and obviously having a 7-month-old little girl, she's keeping us busy, which has been great.
Yeah, well, listen, you look good. I'm glad to see that you and your family are feeling well. I wanted to ask you, there's obviously so much going on in the world with the pandemic, and now, in the United States and really throughout the globe, there's a lot of talk about social and racial justice. You were someone that just today released a statement via social media. Why did you feel compelled to kind of give your thoughts on it?
Well, I think I've said this even when I've done work with different charities. I think for people like us in the public eye, that we have a platform, and I think with that comes a responsibility to use our platform to speak out on whether it's social injustice or racial matters or charities that we want to help out. All guys are usually really good at helping out charities, and this is very different. This is something that I think everybody is upset with and trying to find ways to put words to it. And I just woke up this morning and felt like saw a lot of guys spreading their message across, and I felt like it's a good time to it's been a few days now, and it's hard to really put words on it, and I don't know if I did a good job or not, but I tried to at least share my view and my feelings on it. And there's endless of things you could just have a conversation about this, but those were my 2 cents on it. And I think it's a long-term thing, right? It's not gonna it's a conversation that just needs to be had, and I think it's a change of mindset that people need to have, and it can't be just accepting the past and keep doing what we've been doing, because clearly that hasn't been working.
Well, I'll say this, kudos to you for putting your voice behind it, because I thought that your statement came across as very genuine and well-intended. And there's so many young people out there that watch hockey and that look up to you. And I think that you're really sending them a good message and starting the conversation for those people. And so that's going to go a long way, big picture, not just for those kids that are reading that statement and anyone really, adults too, but your daughter as well, will grow up and see kind of, what you put behind that movement as well. And I think that's important too. And I know you mentioned her in your statement. So a lot of respect for you to put your name and your face and your voice behind that movement. It's one of many things that are going on in the world right now. Obviously, we're all quarantined still because of COVID, which is something else that you've really tried to use your platform to help people and sort of give back. So tell us about how you chose to give back, and maybe how anybody watching this could try to do so as well.
Yeah, I think there's many ways, right? Like like we weren't prepared for this. We didn't expect this to kind of happen, and nobody was really prepared for it. But the world and social media in this case is an amazing place where people get together and find a sense of community and togetherness. And obviously I was able to help out some local businesses and restaurants in Denver, the place where I've called home for the last 9 years. And I was able to team up with KeyBank, for example, and we're able to hand out some gift cards, things like that. There's been a bunch of different great initiatives that I've seen across social media platforms. And that was just one where I was able to help out and donate some money and donate some gift cards, like I said. But honestly, I think that the most amazing thing has been just the positivity and guys around the league you watch and guys are upbeat with their language on social media and with their interviews, and guys are, doing all kinds of creative stuff. I mean, you talk about like Alex Korn in Tampa, for example.
Yeah.
I'm watching his doc talk. I mean, that's been great. And I think it's just guys have been really creative. Brendan Gallagher has been doing some great TikToks, and I see all kinds of stuff. So it's been fun because honestly, the part about sport that we all love is that it for the most part, it gives fans an opportunity to escape the real world for a couple hours to just kind of cheer on their favorite team or whatever and kind of escape what's going on. And now we don't have that. So I think a lot of people sometimes look to athletes to somewhat give them, an escape from reality and escape from what's going on. And I think guys around the league and people around the world have done a great job of obviously being very creative online. And I also want to give, my sincerest thank you to all the frontline workers across the United States and Canada. I mean, they truly have been the true heroes in all this.
Gabe, you talk about kind of an escape from reality. We might have an escape from reality in a couple of months if everything kind of goes as planned with the NHL hoping to have the Stanley Cup tournament probably starting in late July, early August. What are your thoughts about trying to get all this done? It seems like there's a lot to accomplish before it could happen.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sure there, I know there's a lot of details that need to be figured out before we can kind of get this all put into place. But I think the majority or the main thing is it's exciting and I'm excited to have something to look forward to and for the fans to have something to look forward to and to hopefully have the chance to play in the playoffs, and I think it's exciting from the feedback that I've seen online from fans around the world. The majority has been very positive and people are excited to have hockey back. And obviously, like you said, there's a lot to be figured out, but I think it's a positive news is good in this time right now.
Yeah, it's been exciting just to have something to talk about that's actually hockey related, even if it is just a format and, potential matchups that we might see in a couple months. But what types of conversations are you having now with your teammates to sort of get you guys back on the same page and ready to tackle this thing if and when the time comes for you guys to get back on the ice and try to pick up where you left off?
Yeah, we've kind of had a continuous conversation ever since the season ended and talking to guys, and you go through the ups and the downs of the last 2.5, 3 months. But guys are now, since the last, news came out that we're going to move forward with this 2014 format. I mean, we're excited. Just honestly, any format is, I think, good news. And I think this format, guys have done a good job of bringing this forward. And I think it'll be fun. It's as good as we're going to get. We're just going to have to make the most of the situation, in my opinion. And that's what we've been talking to some guys and trying to schedule and trying to figure out when guys are going to head back to Denver and get ready for camp and things like that. And everybody's got different lives and family situations and whatnot. So we'll have to figure out when guys are going to get back and get ready for camp. But I think for the most part, guys are really excited and looking forward to it. And I'm excited to get back to Denver and get back to the home base, so per se.
Yeah. What do you think of the format? Because you guys would be in this kind of you'd have a bye, so to speak, but not really, because you'd be playing the other three teams that are at the top of the Western Conference. How do you figure the format will work?
Well, I think, like I said, I think we're just going to have to kind of accept the situation and make the most of it. I think, yes, you're going to have there's going to be opinions on all matters, right? But I think it's a good format. We're going to have to find ways to make it work, and I think it's going to be an exciting one. I think it's as good as it's going to get, and nothing in this world is normal with the quarantine pandemic and everything that's going on. So why would the NHL Stanley Cup be normal? So we might as well make the most of the situation and try to just enjoy it.
And that's what people love too, especially about the beginning of the Stanley Cup playoffs every year, is the unpredictability, the Cinderella stories, the craziness, the game sevens, and that's going to be amplified like tenfold in this particular format. So I think we just got to enjoy the ride while it lasts and hope that hockey is able to come back. But Gabe, we appreciate the time. Best of luck moving forward. Enjoy your family time. That is sort of the silver lining for you, is that you got to spend a lot of time with your daughter that you wouldn't have otherwise, because you would have been playing all the time. So I'm sure that's been really nice to you. So thanks again for the time, and we'll see you on the ice soon.
All right, guys. Thanks for having me.